Join me, Fancy Nance, career talent agent turned DIY princess today.
Today we're going to take a glass container from the dollar store and make it up for the holidays, sparkly, and use it for so many different things.
DIY with Fancy Nance. Let's take a star container that I purchased at the dollar store for exactly $1, and let's turn it into a festive candy dish for the holidays coming up. That could mean Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas, or Hanukkah, or any of the holidays, depending on if you want to paint it orange, or green, or red, or blue. You could do any color combination you want that's festive. So I'll show you what you need. If you've seen my other videos, you'll see that I have a paint chest on my hobby outside workspace, and I have everything organized perfectly. So what I'm going to need is a bonding primer. This one is almost empty, so I have another one. And I am going to choose red. I'm going to be a little early for the festive Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, which are right around the corner. My idea of repurposing things and spraying painting them and glittering them up has always been to use them when you're done with the first purpose. So if you want to pass out candy for Halloween in a dish like this, my idea, since I'm going to paint it red, is it also matches my guest room. So I could use it as a decoration for somebody to put their jewelry in, or for 100 different uses that I could think of. You could throw necklaces in here, you could throw coins in here, you could do anything you want with this. You could leave this in the kitchen. Actually, I've seen at a couple businesses that they have this with candy up front that's wrapped, but they have one that's just plain glass. But guess what? If they were to spray paint it, then they would make it pop. So you could keep this on a desk at work. There's so many uses you could do with a glass container once you make it sparkle and pop. So I like to repurpose as much as I can and use it for a holiday, and then reuse it for something all year round. I'm going to give this now a very thin coat of my bonding primer. Shout out again to Rust-Oleum. I love them. I'm spraying evenly, but a very thin coat. When working with a bonding primer, you do need a mask and potentially glasses. It does smell a lot. The edges have only been sitting for about 5 minutes and they're almost completely dry. One good thing about a bonding primer is it dries really quickly, so you can spray the entire object really fast. But then once you put the spray paint on, then you have to let everything dry. Just a note from Nancy, Fancy Nance. It dried so fast I did the flippy, and now we spray the other side. Now the back side dries and we start the color glitter fun. And now I've started to coat my candy jar with a red glitter. It's going to take a couple coats, but you just want to do light strokes and you want to coat the whole entire thing. Okay, so as you can see, the inside adheres better than the outside because we've made it porcelain and originally it was glass, so it wouldn't stick at all. So I'm going to use a slight color gold that is going to be more of a base on the outside so I can get my glitter on top to stick. So all I've done, and I've done this many times before, is taken a flat color. It can be a gold shimmer, it could be an orange shimmer, it could be any color, but flat works best for making the paint stick. And then when you're done and it's dried, then it's very easy to get the glitter to stick and be a final coat. As for Mod Podge, if you were to use that, then it might be easier to roll the glass in glue and then Mod Podge and get it to stick that way. I could also take an extra glue right now and probably put glitter on top of my star, but I am pretty confident that once the gold sets in, I'll be able to use my red glitter on top of the solid color. So I always have to mix and match a little bit, but I think mixing colors is fun, and you just have to be creative and do whatever you want. So if you were doing orange and black for the holidays, for Halloween, you could start with an orange base, and then you could do little strokes of black all around of it, the star. Or if you were doing more of a orange for Thanksgiving, you could do orange and red and kind of do like leaves. There's so many different things that you can do. You just have to be creative and style what you want. You could even embellish this with rhinestones. There are so many different ways that you can create. You can buy plastic gloves anywhere. It helps because I want to move the liquid around inside the dish and I don't want to get it all over my fingers. These gloves actually come with some hair color that I buy, and every time I buy it, I just save the plastic gloves and I use it for my DIY projects. So I'm going to move this around and just make sure everything is even, and I'm going to empty out the excess. If you're outdoors and your weather conditions are okay and you are under a covered location, which I am, I like to gently put the caps back on for the evening and put them on my gloves so I can keep my gloves out and let everything dry overnight. And then when I come back in the morning, I am ready for my second coat. So now with 2 coats, the inside is perfect, and I just need to touch up the edges. So it takes, about 2.5 coats of spray paint to completely get the glitter effect on top of the matte color we used and the primer that we started with, which originated with a piece of glass. So the problem, well, not really a problem, is that when you're using glitter, because it's so transparent, translucent, well, it's clear, it's see-through. The problem with glitter is that it's because it's a see-through spray, it needs something to adhere to. So I am going to touch up the edges, let it dry, and then we will have the final product. So you can see I just recoated the back, and now there's not much gold showing through. It's going to dry a very pretty sparkling red. If you used loose glitter, you would have bigger pieces, and I kind of like this sparkly but yet matte finish, so the object looks like it was bought that way. So I prefer to use spray paint, but I definitely have to do it in stages. So patience is a virtue. So now my holiday candy dish is dry. I am going to give it one very light coat on top to finalize it with, shout out to Rust-Oleum crystal clear enamel, and it will give a glossy finish. And then we can bring it inside. I'm making sure I get all the sides with my clear enamel gloss coat. I'm just turning it as I spray to make sure I get everything coated glossy. And now it's full of shine and just needs to dry one last time. So my holiday decorative dish, holder, container, whatever you'd like to call it, is now done. And because I sealed it with a coat, you could put anything that's wrapped inside of it. So let's fill it up with something good. I don't need a lot of candy, but I did find a piece that was wrapped that has a bow and was gold and red. It matches. And I decided to put my star that we just created in the middle of my plate that I made. If you haven't seen that video and subscribed to my channel, please, I'll include the link below on how I made this beautiful handmade decorative plate, which you can totally use for the holidays as well. And so that's how it looks with candy inside. And now let's try something else. As you know, I am a jewelry designer and a collector of antique costume jewelry. So I found some of my beautiful, precious antique gems that sparkle, and I decided to display them in my holiday dish. So I could keep this in my guest room where it is right now, and it can hold, if you have a guest or you just want to hold something that you're going to wear every day, it can hold a necklace, a bracelet, and earrings or a ring. So it could be a jewelry holder as I described before, and it makes a perfect presentation. And here's another holiday idea. I'm in my guest bathroom. which if you've seen my other videos, you know I've done all in golds and reds, and I painted my cabinets all gold, so you could take a look at that video. And I decided that you could also use my holiday container that we painted for little perfumes, a little hand sanitizer, a chapstick, your moisturizing lotion. You can use it for yourself and put objects in it for the holidays, or use it all year round, put it in a guest bathroom for guests to use. Really, there's 100 different ways you could use this holiday holder once it's painted, and it is very glittery under the lights. So, there you have it. It was fun and easy to make, and it all cost, plus the paint, $1 from the dollar store. So, DIY with Fancy Nance.
Find me on Instagram and Twitter at fancienanc, FANCIENANC. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Banter Entertainment, BANTER, and then Entertainment. Thanks! Thanks for watching today, and as I always say, from Fancy Nance, I'll see you soon.